FCS parents? Hopefully you guys have had a great week. It's been another strange week here at Fairfield Christian School. I'm here at the Dover campus right now, and it's just strange to be here wrapping up the school year with no students here. Obviously, the end of this entire school year has just been strange, very different than any other in history, but we're making the most of the situation and we're getting through. We do have a few more things going on to wrap up the school year, so I want to make sure you guys are aware of all of those things. First of all, this is the last week for academics for most students. Most students by now are probably done. There may be a few that are still finishing up a few things either today or tomorrow. And then we've got a couple of students that might be continuing on into summer school, but for the most part, most students are pretty close to the end of their academics at this point. Now, normally, if we still had school on campus, next week we would have school Monday and Tuesday, and we'd be doing all kinds of stuff on those days. Things like, we'd have our annual kickball game between high school students and staff. We'd have our preschool and kindergarten promotions. We'd have our awards ceremony. And then on Wednesday of next week, we were planning on having our senior graduation with these guys right here. However, obviously that situation has changed a lot of stuff. A lot of those things are still going to take place. They just can't take place in the ways that they normally do. So obviously we can't have our annual kickball game. I actually talked to some high school students yesterday. They are bummed because they were looking forward to kicking the staff in the hiney as they beat us in kickball. They were kind of dreaming. I don't think they really would have won. But they're disappointed they only get the opportunity to compete against us. So I know they're going to miss out on that. We're going to try to make up for that. Maybe at the beginning of next school year we may have to add some things at the beginning of the school year next year to make sure we cover our bases there. But things like preschool promotion and kindergarten promotion are still taking place. Kindergarten promotion is tomorrow at 1 p.m. It's a drive-through ceremony right here in our parking lot. So I know the kindergarten parents, I know you guys are already aware of that and ready to go for that. And then preschool promotions will be on Monday. The 3-year-olds at 3 o'clock, 4-year-olds at 4 o'clock. Makes it easy to remember. So those promotions will still be taking place, but obviously modified. We'll be doing drive-through promotions. Won't quite be the same, but we want to make sure we're following all of the social distancing guidelines and making sure we're keeping everybody safe. The award ceremony, we would usually do that on the very last day of school, on that Tuesday. Obviously, we cannot do that on campus this year. We will still be having an award ceremony, except it'll simply be online. Probably won't be able to have that out on Tuesday. There's a lot of stuff that has to take place before we do that award ceremony. In fact, when we do it live, we are usually doing things up to the very last minute to prepare for that because we have to be calculating a lot of grades. That means all the grades have to be turned in, have to be put in the grade book, have to be transferred to the report cards, and then those report cards checked by both Mrs. Buckner and myself to make sure everything is accurate, make sure everything is good before we can move on into the award ceremony. So, doing that live is one thing. Doing that online is a whole nother monster. There's a lot more steps involved, so probably won't have that award ceremony out on Tuesday. It will probably be later in the week, but there still will be an award ceremony, so stay tuned for that next week. And then, of course, our senior graduation, that was slated to be next Wednesday. Because of the current situation and nobody's sure in terms of gatherings right now what is going to be allowed, and the fact that both of our campuses, both here at Dover campus with Trinity Lutheran Church and on the Blossom campus with Celebration Church, those churches are still unsure about gatherings as well. We've had to postpone our senior graduation. Listen, these guys still want to have a live ceremony where they get the chance to walk across the stage, get that diploma. We still want to do that for them as well, so we've delayed that into June. Those parents have that specific information, and we're probably going to have to limit how many people can be there based on, again, social distancing guidelines, but we're still going to have a live graduation for our seniors probably in June. And I do want to recognize our seniors. They have done a lot of hard work over the last 13 years of their education, and they've done everything they were supposed to do to get to this point. Actually, I got to check with Mrs. Buckner, and make sure they've got all their work done, but I'm sure they all do, and they're ready to graduate, and I'm so proud of all 4 of these individuals. This banner that I've got up in my office right now, that'll actually be outside tomorrow during our pickup times, which I'll talk about in just a minute. We do want to celebrate and congratulate our graduates. And then after the pickup time, this banner is actually going to go out on Dover Avenue. We'll have it up out there so people in our community can recognize and congratulate our graduates as well. Speaking of pickups, tomorrow is our pickup day for all the students to pick up their personal items from the classroom. So our teachers have been bagging things up all week, labeling those. We'll have those ready to go. We do have specific times for specific grade levels, so we don't have everybody showing up at once. We don't want that to be just a mess of traffic through here. So from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. tomorrow will be first and second grade. 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. will be third through sixth grades, and then 11 a.m. to noon will be 7th through 12th grades. Remember, if you've got a child in more than one grade, make sure you contact your teachers to let us know when you'll be coming to pick up. You don't have to come at 2 different times. You can just come at once and pick up your items for both of your students, or more if you've got more students. That way you only have to make one trip, but you do want to communicate that to your child's teacher so that we can have those items ready to go and available to you at the right time. And again, 7th through 12th grade students, we don't have a whole lot of stuff on Blossom, so if there's something specific that needs to get picked up, please communicate that so we can make sure to grab that before tomorrow. It will also be a great time if you just want to say hi or bye to one of the teachers. Obviously, we got to have people stay in cars because of social distancing, but if you want to swing by and just say goodbye to a bunch of the teachers and kind of have some wrap up there, that's a great time to do that as well. So I know a lot of the teachers are looking forward to seeing a lot of the students there on Friday in order to just say goodbye for the year. So parents, keep that in mind for tomorrow as well. All right, we're just about done with the school year. It has been an amazing school year, and obviously we're already getting ready for next school year. So for those of you that will be coming back with us next year, I will be doing Thursday Thoughts periodically throughout the summer in order to update people on things that are going on. Obviously, our office will still be sending home information on a regular basis, so stay in touch there. I will let you know that, obviously we don't want to live in fear, but we do want to be very prudent in the things we do. We've got a lot of plans for next school year and how to make things safe for students. We actually just bought a disinfecting fogging machine, so we will be able to disinfect every surface in every classroom every day in order to keep students safe. We've got a meeting next week. We'll talk about all the protocols we want to instill for next year, again, in order to keep students safe. I will say there is a lot of fear right now in the media. That is their ploy. I can tell you, I've worked in a network affiliate newsroom. Their ploy is to keep the fear level high because that means more people watch the news when the fear level is high. So do not get caught up in the fear that the media is generating. Please don't do that. Obviously, we do want to be prudent and safe, though. We do want to make sure we're doing all the things we can to make sure we don't spread this virus, that we want to make sure we flatten that curve as much as possible. But obviously, the economy definitely needs to open up a little bit. Our society needs to open up a little bit. For the mental well-being of people, we need to open up a little bit. But still, keeping various guidelines in play and making sure we're as safe as possible. I will say we are planning on opening our school for students on August 10th. I know the public school systems, Fairfield Unified School District, they're starting August 17th. They're planning that as well. I know there's still a lot of plans in place. Obviously, things can change over the next several months, but I'm telling you, things are moving forward and things look good. Again, do not fall prey to the fear that the media is proliferating throughout our society right now. It is to their benefit that they increase the fear level, but don't live in fear. The Bible has lots to say about not living in fear. So if you need specific verses, I know I've given those before, but I can give those again. Let me know, and I can give you specific verses, specific places in the Bible we can look at so that we are not living in fear, but we're living in a place where we're trusting in God and knowing that He's in control of all things. All right. This is the last Thursday Thoughts for this school year. Again, I will be in contact throughout the summer, letting you guys know what's going on. It has been a strange year between obviously this COVID-19 situation, the electricity shutoffs earlier on in the year because of the winds and the fear of the fire danger and all those sorts of things. It's just been an odd year for a lot of different reasons. I don't know what God is up to, but obviously He's up to something, and we may never know. And that's okay because He's in control and we're just going to trust Him. And as we kind of go into next year, again, we just have to trust God's will and trust that He knows what He's doing as we move forward with the school and the education of children. And not just educating them academically, but also in their spiritual life as well. As always, you have any questions or comments, concerns, anything like that, let us know. We'll be more than happy to answer those for you. And again, we'll be sending out more information throughout the summer. It has been an honor and a privilege to be a part of your families over this last year, and I look forward to that for next year as well. Thank you guys for being a part of Fairfield Christian School. I want to thank you as parents for trusting us with your kids, for trusting us not just academically, but spiritually with your children. Get them in a safe place where they can not just learn about the world itself, but about the creator of that world as well. You guys have an awesome summer. Hopefully we get a chance to see each other real soon. I hope to see a lot of you tomorrow when you're driving through, picking things up, and it'll be a great time as we're able to hopefully in some way say goodbye to students and parents through that pickup tomorrow. Have a great summer. God bless.